How's it going, guys? Welcome to the first video of the new second channel. Today I'm going to be showing you how to make a respace like Interplanetary Criminal and Kettama's new track Yosemite, or it's actually pronounced Yosemite or Yosemite or something. A load of people commented on the other video on the main channel saying I was saying it wrong. Yosemite, I can't really remember. I don't know, I guess it's like a Japanese word or something. Fuck knows. Anyway, I'm setting it for Yosemite. Here is a preview of the track Yosemite, and we're going to be making it in Vital today. So normally I use Serum on the main channel, but today we're going to be making the bass in Vital. Great, this is what it sounds like. I went through all the rest of it on my other video on the other channel. Just in case you've not watched it, then I'm just going to do it on here anyway. I'll go through the drums, the kick, as well as like the lead and stuff next. But yeah, let's firstly have a look at this bass. So yeah, it is actually a preset from my Speed Garage Volume 1 Vital pack. You can get that from the link in the description. Pack has over 60 of the sickest presets for making modern day Speed Garage and UK Garage. So yeah, definitely check that out. It's just like the Serum ones, but also I've made it for you guys who use Vital. Great, so let's quickly have a look at the MIDI. So we've got A sharp, E sharp, and then we go from E sharp up to E sharp, and then from E sharp up to F sharp, then down to C sharp, then D sharp. Obviously, pause the video here if you want to copy this MIDI. It's nice and like sort of spacey, like I've left these big gaps. Cool, now let's have a look at how the bass sound was made. Cool, so yeah, I'm going to show you how to make this bad boy from scratch in Vital. This is what it looks like. Let's go through now and make it from scratch. Great, so what you've got to do is click Menu, Initiate Preset. This is going to set it to sort of default. We're going to turn on these first two oscillators and pitch them down by 24 semitones. So this is 2 octaves. And then we're going to go detune. Let's go plus 17, minus sort of 17, anywhere around that sort of region. We're then going to select the waveform, because right now it sounds like this. So very raw, and that's a sine wave, sorry, a saw wave. So we're going to select the sort of harmonic waves. So it's called Vital Sine 2. So select that in both. It's under Factory, Vital Sine 2. We're then going to make sure both of these sliders are all the way down. We're then going to grab this macro, and to control them both equally, we drag it on, and again, drag it on here. As we then drag this up, we're then controlling the harmonics. Originally it's going to be like this, where there's not many harmonics, and then the more you pull this macro up, so around here is a good region. Great, and what we can then do is turn the filter on and take out anything above a sort of mid-range. As you can hear, it's not actually filter number 1, so you've got to go on here and click filter 2. Make sure this is filter 2 as well. In the original song, it's really deep, so there's not much like mid or high end. So yeah, so I'm cutting it off really low. Let's hear it in reference. It's always good to hear the bass in reference with the rest of the track. And what we're then going to do is add some lower and sort of bass sounds. So we're just going to leave it as a saw wave. This is obviously a reverse saw, and I'm going to have that run through the same filter, filter 2. Bring that level down. So what we then can do is make that sort of wobble a little bit faster. In order to do that, we bring this down, let's say minus 26, again it's minus 26, or we could even go like minus 28, something along this. Sort of more, the tune is going to be the like sort of more distorted and more sort of wobble you're going to get. So I feel like that's pretty better. That is pretty much the sound. You could then obviously go through and add some distortion. Maybe bring the mix down. Hard clip maybe. I mean, yeah, that is pretty much it. That's the bass sound. So you can also adjust this filter. Cut more out. Or you can also bring up this macro. If you wanted to go for like a more sort of digital sort of sound. Yeah, I think the key with this sound is to really cut off the low frequencies. It can be quite tempting, let's say, to like bring out those high frequencies. Like sometimes I feel like it's more energy when that's up. But then normally a lot of like the sort of pro tracks, they do actually cut off a lot of the highs and leave it with just the lows, which sort of gives the clap its own space, the hi-hats its own space, and then the bass sat right at the bottom of the mix. Great. So yeah, if you can't be bothered to make that yourself, then yeah, obviously go and check out that Vital preset pack. Let's now have a look at the rest of the track. What we've got first is this kick. On top of that, we've got this top. So yeah, this kick, really nice and thumpy. All of these drums are from my Speed Garage Volume 3 drums pack. Link to that is obviously in the description. But yeah, we've got this drum bus without it. So as you can see, it's a really nice thick kick. Like the waveform's nice and present. But I've just slapped this drum bus on to make it a bit louder. Bit of crunch, sort of just distorting it, bringing it out of the mix that just more. And then we've got this glue as well. That really pumps it up. So this is the exact same plugin. This plugin was basically made for people that haven't got Ableton to use like Logic and stuff. But I just, for some reason, prefer this sort of layout over this one. And I think I got this plugin for free, hence why I just use this over this. But it's the exact same. Look, it's by Cytomic, and this is by Cytomic. So yeah, really recommend just using the sort of glue compressor if you haven't got this plugin. I'll just use the drum full parallel preset, and I'm pretty sure there is a glue compressor full parallel, drum full parallel. So you can just drag that in like that. And yeah, this really helps fatten it up a bit, you know. And then on top of that, we've got this top loop. Then on top of that, we have this lead. I've been hearing it so much in sort of Speed Garage tracks recently. But yeah, I'll show you how to make that now. Cool, so let's have a look at the MIDI for the lead. So it's just a G sharp note, repeating over and over again, which helps to add a nice sort of offbeat rhythm. If we have a look at the patch, we have this sine wave. So this is the initial sine wave, saw wave. This is then pitched down to D tune -7, and then the second one is up 29. And what we're basically, the main sound comes from this unison. I think it starts on one voice. I've dragged it up to 5. I've done this on this one as well. And then I've put it to 11% and 35%, and then the spectral morph. So if you play around with this unison, the D tune, it's going to sort of change the sound. So yeah, you don't want to go too high. Anything above 50 is definitely too much. We've also then chucked loads of effects on. So we've got this really nice chorus with like a mix of 12.5, followed by a delay with a bit of ping pong. If I take these all off, it's really raw. You need all of these effects. So yeah, we've got this chorus, and we've got this delay. But yeah, you can keep the mix really low, or you can drag it up. And then we've got this distortion. Not really doing a whole lot, I'll be honest. And then the main one is this reverb. Without that, you're dead in the water. So yeah, a mix of 25%, which is really high. Quite a decent time, 1.423 seconds. You can also extend that. That's their equivalent of decay. They've called it time for some reason, not really sure why. And then after that, we've got this crowd noise. Just sort of helps fill in, especially like with all these like big spaces. So it helps to fill in those spaces. And then of course the vocal. Thanks for watching, guys. I will see you on the next video. Cheers.